3. Okay, Game 3, Chesstick versus Mistgun. Season 42, Division E7. Chesstick is up 2-0. So we've got Commerce, we've got Conquest, we've got Sears, quite nice here. You're going to have a lot of cards costing 2 to 4 that you want to draw with Sear. And with Bridge Troll around, it changes that somewhat. So cards which used to cost 2 now cost 1, so they can't be drawn with Sear, but cards that cost 5, like Bridge Troll, Relic, now costs 4, and you can draw them. And we see another GOAT game. I did check neither of these players have Pixie on their like list, or they don't have their like list supported. Pixie is a card that I have very conflicting feelings about. It's a fun card. It does nice little things, but sometimes your opponent just gets the best boons, and it adds a source of variance to the game. Some of we don't like the Ghost Town opening, I guess, is my short answer to that. They're trying to high roll and spike 5 to get a Bridge Troll. I guess early Bridge Troll is nice with Pixies. It lets you get 2 Pixies, 2 turns in a row. But it's triggering a weird shuffle, and your goat's missing the shuffle. It's not something I would consider here. Chat can come up with lines where you want to open Ghost Town. Yeah, for Chesstick, it feels a lot better because your Ghost Town, your goat is not missing the shuffle. It lets you get back around to your goat much faster. And you want to get rid of your coppers and estates as quickly as possible in this kingdom because you're somewhat action limited. You're going to need squires and ghost towns to gain actions to play all your bridge trolls, and you're going to need draw, which means Seer and Advisors. You just need to add a lot of pieces to this deck to get it up and running. I'm certainly thinking of long-term strategy here, a bridge troll deck where you're using ghost towns to get you plus actions, maybe some Seers and bridge trolls. Seer's very good draw here. Depending on how quickly you ramp up your bridge trolls, once you get, you're probably not going to have more than 2 bridge trolls in play in the middle game. So yeah, things like Advisors and Smithies you draw for free. And if you have 1 in play, you draw your ghost towns for free. So I certainly want to load up on Seers here. If Bridge Troll wasn't here, I would play something where I would play a similar deck with a bunch of Squires in it. With Bridge Troll in it, I feel like Squire is a lot worse in terms of being a useful card here. It does give you some plus buy and potentially plus actions, but it's not going to be drawable with Seer for a lot of the game. Chesstick's got 4, gets a Smithy. Okay. So Mistgun's got 5. We'll see if they get a Bridge Troll or a Seer. They did get a Bridge Troll. I assume we're going to see the Ghost Town pile run very, very quickly. And the Bridge Troll pile run fairly quickly. Yeah, Scepter is a good card. Sceptering on Bridge Troll only gives you the abilities above the line, which means you get plus 2 buys, which is maybe not complete nothing, but mostly nothing here. So Mistgun has a nice draw here. Starts out with the Smithy and a Bridge Troll. Certainly can lead on the Smithy and see what they find. They have goat down there. They'd certainly like to find, if they can find a goat in an estate, that would be probably the best draw. But almost anything they're going to play Bridge Troll and either buy another Bridge Troll, maybe a couple of ghost towns. With 5, I guess here you buy a Bridge Troll, and you can probably add a Pixie for 1. Doesn't seem too problematic, knowing that you have a ghost town coming into play. The Earth's Gift with Pixie can be very, very powerful if you have Bridge Trolls in play. You can discard 2 treasures to gain 2 bridge trolls, for example, which is amazing. And Chesstick has a similar turn. They've got 5 and 2 buys with a bridge troll in play. I again here would probably buy bridge troll Pixie, and then once you get to a little bit more money, you can add ghost towns. But they don't have a ghost town coming to play next turn, so they may do ghost town here and one other card. I don't think I want advisors. They can't really support smithies. They might even go double ghost town here then. We'll see what they get their second buy. So they can only support one 2 terminal actions. So the advisor feels mostly bad here. I could actually believe that they've got enough draw that the advisor's not going to hurt them too much. They're essentially overdrawing, and the combination of advisor smithy is probably sufficient to draw through their deck. It's going to be a little bit sad when your opponent discards your bridge troll every time, but sometimes that's how it goes. They did take that Wind's Gift in order to keep the turns going. Yeah, so that was quite nice. Now they can play the Smithy. Now they can play the Seer. And unfortunately, you were seeing the effect here. Normally, Seer would draw you that estate, but it's not because there's a bridge troll in play. But they can draw that with the Smithy. And they're going to have 6 and 2 buys. I assume this will just be bridge troll ghost town. At some point, Mistgun will need to add a touch of extra draw, but I think for now, bridge troll ghost town is the best way to go. And if they get 2 bridge trolls in play, then buying smithies and advisors is a lot cheaper. Could be troll Pixie. It certainly could be. I think, though, they don't have a ghost town coming to play next turn. They have to have a ghost town coming to play next turn if they're going to play both. So, and certainly you want to get at least, you probably are going to end up with 5 ghost towns to your opponent's 5. If you can get 6 with 3/3 and your opponent has 2/2, your ability to play bridge trolls and payload cards is a lot greater. Although with Pixie and Squire both as piles, certainly you don't want to load up on Squires, but any extra buys when you have 0 money, you can certainly just get free Pixies. You can dig through for good boons, and if you find Earth's Gift, the game can end very, very rapidly. It doesn't look like there's pile pressure going on, but to me, I'm looking at the bridge trolls, ghost towns, Pixies, and thinking that those will run in 2 to 3 turns. This turn, they do not have a bridge troll coming in, so their Seer will be, their Seer will be fairly normal. They won't be able to draw bridge trolls, but it will be able to draw the goat, and I think probably just bridge troll ghost town to me. They could be considering that they have, they need more draw, so they might be considering something like advisor ghost town. Or Seer Ghost Town. Maybe Seer Ghost Town is strictly better there. They did go for Advisor Goat Town. Okay. Ghost Town. Goat Town would be a very exciting new action card that it's a village, but it trashes a card when you play it. And now that I say that, I've just invented the card Hideout. So I'm not very creative. Okay, so Chesstick again has 6 and 2 buys here. And for them as well, I would consider going bridge troll ghost town after trashing a copper. That seems like the best line for them. They've already added the extra advisor, so they've got a little bit more draw. And they want to be able to play 2 bridge trolls and potentially a smithy next turn. To me, sort of the line, the through line in this kingdom is getting your bridge troll stuff online as quickly as possible. The more plus buys you get, all of a sudden the advisors cost 1 or the pixies cost 0, and you can just load up on a bunch of those cards for very little cost, and then very reliably draw through, pick up a bunch of extra advisors and then pile out the next turn even potentially. We'll see if Chesstick follows that line or if they go for a more draw-based line with something like Seer Ghost Town or... Okay, so they did follow the Bridge Ghost Town line. Somewhat unfortunate for Mistgun. Bottom decked all 3 of their draw cards. That's quite unfortunate for them. They did find a Bridge Troll and a Ghost Town, which is quite nice. We'll see what they elect to do here. So they went Ghost Town Pixie. That's quite reasonable to me. They want to get those Ghost Towns and then try to get Bridges this turn, or try to get potentially 2 Bridge Trolls this turn. Chesstick also had a really unfortunate draw where all 3 draw cards bottom decked, so at least it's parallel in the 2 players. Chesstick probably doesn't need 2 Ghost Towns. They might get 2 anyways just to block, but no, they just went for 1. For both these players, I would lead on the advisor, knowing that you'll be able to draw back around, certainly. And certainly play the Pixie here first, in case something good happens. Would you trash this Pixie to gain 1 gold? I think the answer there is no. You might draw it and end up top decking a treasure, but I think you're really going to be holding out for the Field's Gift or the Earth's Gift. I'm interested to see what they do here. First game they did take the Sky's Gift. Second game they did as well. So they have seemingly a propensity to take the Sky's Gift. It's nice. A gold doesn't seem to cost you that much, but okay, so they are going to take the Sky's Gift. Hopefully be able to find that with the... Oof, top decks the gold. That's quite unlucky, 1 and 4. So we've got 2 Ghost Towns coming into play. So I assume they just buy a Bridge Troll. You can't fall too far behind on the Bridge Troll stuff. I don't see a lot of value in the gold. Once you have enough Bridge Trolls in play, stuff is very cheap. And the hard thing to do here is to draw and play Bridge Trolls. It's not having enough money, really, to buy the stuff that you want to buy. If you aren't quite hitting your price point, you just get Pixies for 1 or 0. So, that doesn't really bother me that much. If they had drawn the gold, if the 3 and 4, 75% chance of drawing the gold here, they'd have 6 instead of 4. And then they could go Bridge Troll Pixie, Bridge Troll get another Ghost Town. As it stands, if I'm Chesstick, I'm very much considering buying the last 2 Ghost Towns in my turn just to deny them to my opponent. Interesting. So they're not going to trash here. That seems very suspicious to me. I certainly want to trash a copper here. I feel like the 1 fewer card in the deck is worth the value of not having that Pixie. And I think this kind of plays itself out. You play the Seer next. Yeah. You hope you could get the Pixie before the Smithy in case you get Earth's Gift, but probably play the Bridge Troll first. This is a spot, I think, where you don't take the Flame's Gift. They still do not have enough payload in their deck to take it. I think they'll just trash 1 with the Goat and then be able to buy Bridge Troll double Ghost Town. It's tempting given all those coppers, but you've got to ramp your payload up pretty quickly. And they have overdraw right now with Advisor Seer Smithy. If they do trash 2 coppers, they could buy 1 Bridge Troll. If they trash 3 coppers, they can't. Probably they won't trash the third copper. Notably, they don't have the -1 coin token in play. Mistgun didn't play a bridge troll last turn. They're pausing here, which means they're going all the way thin. They can still trash my bridge troll. Okay, I think now they're gonna suffer on that a little bit, unless they get a good boon into Pixie, because you kind of want to ramp up to be buying double bridge troll, which means you need 6 money. I don't see a reason not to take another Pixie here, unless they're thinking about Beggar, which is probably a bad idea. So we're seeing a little bit divergent strategy here. Chesstick going for the very thin strategy, Mistgun going for the more money-ish strategy, with similar kind of boons and draws. So that's interesting here. Based on the way they've played it, we kind of get to see how these strategies diverge. Matt says Chesstick only needs 4 money for 2 bridge trolls. Since they get 3 bridge trolls in play, sure. I mean, but if you have, and then I guess the ghost towns are free. So I guess the point is, yeah, there is the -1 coin token. I mean, I think they're going to regret having that little money at some point. Maybe the game will be over though before that happens. Since Mistgun played 2 bridge trolls this turn, I would certainly for them buy 2 bridge trolls and a ghost town, and feel pretty good about your position. 2 bridge trolls and a ghost town, I think, gives you some pile pressure. They could be counting what happens if Chesstick gets Earth's Gift. Earth's Gift is coming up, and I think Forest's Gift is coming up as well. We can search through the log here. We've seen Wind, Sky, Flame, River. That is fewer than I would have expected to have seen. So we do have 2 of the really good gifts coming up. So you can think, what happens if my opponent plays their Pixies and gets Wind's Gift? Gets Earth's Gift, discards 2 treasures to gain 2 bridge trolls, plays those bridge trolls, and then gets Forest's Gift for +buy and empties out the bridge trolls and the ghost towns. The Mountain's Gift giving them silvers. If they only have 1 bridge troll in play, they can kind of draw those silvers for free, at least 1 turn. Yeah, so Mistgun went with the line I said. It can be a little risky knowing there are some good boons coming up, but even with the perfect boons, it seems pretty tough for Chesstick to win here. Actually, Chesstick should have 2 Pixies at the bottom of that deck, right? So they can play the Smithy here to draw the rest of their deck, and then play the Pixies and see what chance brings upon them. That had to have been a mistake, the order there. Yeah, Smithy is definitely better to play first than Seer. I think you have to take this gift if you want them. Well, you've got 4 buys. It's not clear to me. It's very tough for Chesstick to touch piles. They might actually need to green here and get Province. In which case, having that extra money will be useful. So let's see, if they take that, they'll have 1 money, and they'll have 5 money. They'll have up to 6 money, 5 or 6 money, depending on if they trash. Well, the top card's a silver, so they'll have, say, 7 or 8 money. And they could go Province Ghost Town or Province Bridge Ghost Town. Maybe Province Bridge Ghost Town is possible. Still, again, they're, butting up against the limit of piles. The 3 piles that we knew would run are down to 3, 4, and 1, and Pixies are going to cost 0 for Mistgun, so they can empty those pretty easily. If they don't take this, they've only got 6 money, which means they can't do Province Bridge Troll, but they could do Province Ghost Town. And the math is a little bit complicated here because the -1 token that you have, you don't realize always when you're playing. It's not right in front of you. You're thinking about total money in hand. You forget to count the -1, or at least I do sometimes. We'll see what their count arrives to. You kind of have to play out the entire rest of the game in your head here in order to decide what's happening. So when I'm playing it out, I'm seeing Mistgun has 4 Bridge Trolls, 2 coming into play. They're very likely to draw their deck. Also, 3 Ghost Towns come into play, so they're essentially guaranteed to draw their deck for all intents and purposes. And we'll have 5 Bridge Trolls in play. So it takes 8 buys right now to 8 gains right now to end the game. I do not believe that Mistgun has any pixies left. Is that correct? Yeah. So Mistgun is strictly limited to the 5 gains, barring some weird commerce gold stuff. I'm not really counting. Chesstick did gain 2 silvers. What do people think about Conquest here? They could gain 2 more silvers and 4 VP from a Conquest here. That feels pretty terrible. Maybe if you could go like Seer Conquest. But no, you've got 2 Bridge Trolls coming into play, so your Seers are going to be not going to draw those silvers. That does not work. So they did not take the Field's Gift, so they're going to have either 5 or 6 here. And so it looks like 5. Is this going to be Province Ghost Town? I could even see Province Ghost Town Pixie and claim that your opponent only has, or your opponent has, how many gains? Your opponent has 5 gains, so Province Ghost Town Pixie seems like it could work. They're taking a similar line without the province. Again, with the opponent only having 5 gains, they're going to add Ghost Towns. And if they find a draw card, there's significant pressure. I think the thing is, Mistgun has more money in their deck. So Mistgun can more easily get to province here and then put the pressure back on Chesstick, saying that you have 1 more gain than me, but you have to buy a green card with that gain. So 4 Bridge Trolls coming in, so stuff is very cheap. As I said, 5 buys. Conquest here I don't think works at all. So it's very tough for Mistgun here to touch the Bridge Troll pile or the Pixie pile. However, with 5 buys, they could get a bunch of advisors, for example. They could get some squires, they could get province. There are things they can do here. Seers should be able to draw duchies, so they could go for a line where they get a couple of Seers and a couple of duchies. I think they just, as long as they don't touch the Bridge Troll and Pixie piles, they're probably okay. They could also do something risky like Province, Duchy, Pixie. That maybe like two advisors or like Seer advisor on top of that. That line does not let their opponent pile out because they would need 7 gains then to win. Actually, Chesstick should have 6 gains now. Yeah, with the Squire. So I think I would strongly consider something like Province, Duchy, Seer, Advisor, Pixie. I don't think Chesstick can win in that situation, and you can win your next turn. So Chesstick has to now start scoring, and you can continue to slowly lower the piles, keeping the game out of reach by 1 gain from Chesstick. Actually, Chesstick does still have the Pixie, so there's still the Earth's Gift coming up. So maybe that line is a little bit too dangerous with the Earth's Gift in play. It's really important in these kind of kingdoms that you track which boons have been given. I believe we have not seen the Force Gift either. Those are the 2 boons you're most worried about in this kingdom. The Forced Gift is normally one of the better boons, and here it's even better because it's giving you 2 coins and 2 buys, and as you see, the Bridge Trolls right now cost 1, so the Forced Gift here would be really nice. But I strongly believe Mistgun should at least get 1 province here. And if they're doing like a seer line, then like 2 duchies and 2 seers or something like that, where the seers can draw the duchies reliably with Bridge Trolls in play. Yeah, certainly Mistgun needs to think about this. This is a pivotal turn with Bridge Troll stuff. So yeah, as we calculated it out, Chesstick has 4 Bridge Trolls and 1 Squire. So Chesstick has 6 gains now. So if Mistgun does not gain, Chesstick went first or second? Chesstick went second. So if Mistgun does not gain anything right now, Chesstick can get a tie fairly easily. And depending on what the Pixie's boon brings, could get the win. So I think Mistgun needs to score here. And whether that's province or a couple of duchies sort of depends on what they want to pair it with. I would not have probably gotten that Squire there. I'm not 100% sure about that. It's just it's a dead card. It's a plus buy, but it's not drawing me very much. Is there any consideration to the Beggar? No. Okay. It's worthwhile for me. Sometimes Beggar is another card I mentioned last game. Noble Brigand. Beggar is another card. Beggar is another card that I combined Beggar and Brigand into Begand there. Beggar is another card that I often look at, and if I don't see, Guildhall or Gardens or something, I just completely ignore it for the rest of the game. Fountain is another example. So it's one of those cards that maybe they play a Bridge Troll, I've got a Beggar in hand, I can gain some silvers onto my deck, and I'm overdrawing because I have all these seers. But again, silvers are normally a great card with seer, but because you've got 2 Bridge Trolls coming into play, silvers now cost 1, and the seer can't draw them. So I certainly think they probably want to add a little bit more draw into the deck. Yeah, that's my thinking, Derpa. A couple of duchies, a seer, maybe just a couple duchies and a couple seers. You feel like you're fairly guaranteed to draw. You've added that extra gain with Squire, and you're putting the pressure on Chesstick to score next turn. And they're not able to touch the Pixie pile or the Bridge pile either, so they're going to end up buying seers and duchies themselves. And then potentially open out a duchy pile out if they gain too many. Doesn't chess have 7 buys? Squire gives you plus 2 buys. Good point. This was on like the Dominion quiz, what cards give you plus 2 buys, and I never get those right. So yeah, Squire gives you plus 2 buys. So Chesstick has 7 gains then with 4 Bridge Trolls. So in order for them to pile out, they just need to find all their Bridge Trolls. I think the Squire then for Mistgun is bad, and I would consider going. Well, 3 duchies isn't safe either, though, because Chesstick could gain 2 Bridge Trolls and 5 duchies. It takes 7 money. I don't think Chesstick has 7 money in their deck. But we will see. We will see what they come up with. Squire Province. I still like Duchy Seer. Advisor's probably fine in that deck. Excuse me, all of a sudden my phone is blowing up for some reason. Some non-Dominion related event is occurring. Unclear what events are going on in the world other than Dominion. There's League, there's some tournaments, there's the Dominion World Championship, of which the semifinal will be this afternoon, Saturday, November 7th. those are the important events in my world right now. At least I'm blocking out everything else. So they got Province Duchy Seer Advisor. Okay. That was similar to what I suggested. I'm not sure how I feel about the Squire. And now we can look at what the math looks like. So 7 buys, up to 5 money. So this is the difference in strategies that we saw. Chesstick went for a thinner deck, was able to build a little bit more, 1 turn faster in terms of adding the Squire, for example, but does not have the money now to catch up to Mistgun's deck. Could gain, for example, 7 duchies to get to 21 victory points. Actually, can't gain 7 duchies, can only gain up to 5 duchies. Well, Squire gives +1 money, so could get up to 6 duchies. So they're in a tough spot. I assume you're going to play Squire for buys here always. You can always add extra advisors to this deck pretty safely. And you're able to draw those with Seers. They might be thinking about whether or not to trash the copper. I think they've got enough draw. They'll be able to add extra draw here without that. And then they've got to decide how likely Mistgun is to draw deck. Again, Mistgun is going to have 7 buys and more money. So Mistgun potentially next turn will be able to easily buy the Bridge Trolls, Pixies, and 1 duchy. Potentially even 1 province to get to 15 VP. So I think Chesstick needs to get to 15 VP on this turn in order to stay in the game. Which it's not clear to me how they do that. I think the 5 duchy line is the only way for that to happen. Sorry, someone joined the channel there, unmuted. So, yeah. It's not clear that Chesstick has any reasonable line here that wins if Mistgun is able to draw deck. And as we can see, Mistgun's got 2 Ghost Towns come into play, an Advisor and a Seer, so it seems quite likely they're going to be able to draw deck. If they don't trash, they'll have 6 money. Again, 6 duchies is 6 duchies a safe line for them. They will get to 18 VP. It's pretty easy for 6 duchies. So 6 duchies is 18. Yeah, so I believe Mistgun will have 7 money and 7 buys, so they can buy Province, Duchy, Bridge Troll, Estate to end the game. Or Province, Duchy, This is a different line than I expected, okay? So they found something a little bit different. Is this going to be a double Province line? I had not considered getting the silver, but it looks like getting the silver lets them double Province, which I think means that Mistgun can't win next turn. So that's a nice find by Chesstick. At least it wasn't on my radar to gain the silver there. I was only considering the Squire as the plus buy. Yeah, all is a strong word. No, I guess all seems fine. 3 advisors seems fine. It can be a little sad. I would certainly get another advisor here. They've added a bunch of stop cards to their deck. Well, they've added 3 stop cards to their deck, but they do need to be able to draw through. If they're not able to draw through, then things get bad. So this is per the name of one of these users. This is sort of a chess-like positional play where each player is calculating what their opponent's capable of doing on their next turn, and then making sure that their opponent's not capable of winning. And if your opponent can't win on their next turn, then they're stuck calculating, calculating. The advisor pile will lower, the province pile will lower, the duchy pile will lower. And as they keep adding provinces, there's a smallish chance that either player has a dud turn, but since advisors are basically free, they are able to add quite a bit of draw to the deck. I think 6 duchies, to answer my question, Dirk, I think 6 duchies would be easy to catch. I think the double province line is a lot harder to catch. We'll see what Mistgun comes up with. Well, Mistgun has 7 buys. Do they have enough money to pile out bridge trolls and buy a province? I think they do. So we'll have to see what they're able to draw. So obviously we're discarding Seer always. And now we see what advisor reveals. Smithy. Okay, so the advisor stuff, unfortunately the Seer and the Seer and the Smithy were in different sets of 3. So it looks like, though, with playing this as plus buy, Mistgun is going to exactly hit their price points to win. Provinces 4, 2 bridge trolls, 4 pixies. So it looks like with plus 2 buys here, Mistgun's going to be able to take the victory. We'll see if they spot that. They've got the money, they've got the buys. And yep, they've spotted it. So nicely spotted by Mistgun. And that's 2-1 now for Chesstick. I will see you in game 4.